What is up, guys? Ball by the Fell-Handed here. Today we are in the Mexico. This is what I call the New Mexico. You just gonna have to be okay with it. I make up names for things. Moving on. Now, this is a Tier 5 battleship, and this thing is impressive. I don't quite have... I think the only upgrade I'm kind of holding off on is the hull upgrade. Makes the hull a little bit tougher. Other than that, just spent 18 million on a Kagito, so I'm not necessarily flush with coin. At any rate, we are in here with loading heat as usual, and the idea here is what we're doing, guys, is we are kind of trying to quarter away from the main group of folks. Now, spoiler alert, we do manage to get a Kraken out of this. So the Kraken is a thing. We do end up putting a lot of folks to the sword. Not a ton of damage, but we do manage to really, kind of make it happen. And if you're having problems with battleships, leading targets, so on forth, citadels, this will kind of help you out. And I am going to make a citadel video, I promise. So just make sure to keep your eyes out for that. Also, one other little bit of news. I know I promised somebody I was going to make a video. Viewers, please holler at me because I have a horrible memory when it comes to that type of thing. So just make sure you hit me up. And guys, if you want me to make any videos of shooty boats, tanks, what have you, just let me know. Hit me up. But just full disclosure, you have to stay on me because I will totally forget because I have a lot of things going on in my lives. Moving on. Now, you never want to be caught broadside, right? Now, unfortunately, we are being caught broadside here. But we're essentially trying to go from point A to point B. We're trying to go to the area of the highest contention there, which is at the north of the map, directly from us, as you can see there on top left-hand corner. We are going to try to decorate some folks on the way in. Did a ton of damage to that guy. Didn't get any citadels. It happens. There's times you're going to go out there and really wreck somebody, but not pull any citadels, and that's fine. It's a thing, as Double D would say. It happens. So it's not necessarily, you shouldn't feel like you're not doing your job if you're not maintaining your citadel to hit ratio, because it's realistically it comes down to precision. You have to have super precise guns, and you have to get said guns on target. We were having a little issue with the party here. Disregard. We're going to see if we can decorate this gentleman. If he keeps pulling around the corner, we'd love to get that kill. It did not happen for us. But there's always lots of folks out here to continue shooting. Now, I don't have the best commander for the job in this ship because my gun range is not quite... I think 2 clicks more is what you can get with the right commander. So we're lacking a little bit, but that's fine. We're just going to keep on pushing. Now, a lot of times, guys, what you're going to see me do is either quarter in or quarter away. And what that means is you are essentially moving your ship essentially 90 degrees. 4 90s is 360. 360 is complete circle. Just a little bit of idea here. But anyway, and the reason we're doing this is because if you're angled up, the armor piercing will have less of a chance to penetrate you. Now, granted, of course, HE is a different story. HE is going to do HE stuff. You can, impact the amount of damage you take from HE, but in the end, it's not really going to be too helpful. You're either going to get hit and caught on fire, like myself here, or, it's going to do nothing. But most of the time, your HE is going to connect with you. Now, as you can see here, guys, I'm quartering away. We've got the rear gun looking at this gentleman. We're trying to get everything on target here so we can throw some real good paint at him. We're aiming right there at the water line. We're going to throw it. We're not sure if we can go through and hit this gentleman's citadel from the front. If we had a little bit higher precision, it's very possible. But sometimes I shoot these guns at certain ranges and it just looks like a shotgun. It's just rounds everywhere. So we really do need to get the right captain. Now, we're still quartering away, but what you have to also understand, guys, you have to quarter away not just from him. Well, excuse me, we are quartering away from him, but you also have to compare what your angle looks like to other people on the map. Hit that gentleman's citadel. back to the water garage for you. But you just kind of have to keep in mind, what it looks like for the rest of the team. The enemy team, that is. You have to kind of consider, who's got shots on you, what are they doing, where are they going, da-da-da. So there's a lot going on. So just keep that in mind. We're going to try to maybe fire around here over the island. Not a whole lot of idea if this is going to work, but we are going to try to give it a go. It's worth a shot. I mean, if we don't have a whole lot going on out here that's within range. Also, guys, top left-hand corner there where the map is, the outer circle is your gun range. The inner circle is your detection range. Just in case, somebody missed the video where I explained that. And occasionally I'm just going to re-explain things over and over again just so we're all on the same page. I don't want anybody to get missed out, if you catch my drift. Moving on. Really having some issues with the party here, but it's fine. We're going to see if we can't lead this gentleman here, put some rounds into him. We had our hull right. We took a little bit of damage, but gosh, it would have been so much worse if we weren't angled up. Managed to take that gentleman off the map, and now we're going to angle up and see if we can throw the rear two guns into him, into this new target at the same time. We are going to wait on a reload because we kind of want to get a nice, proper, full salvo. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to run into anything because sometimes in the heat of the battle you do not pay attention. I'm trying to aim, exactly perfect where it'll go, right to the citadels. Don't know if it's going to happen or not. We go ahead and throw it, and boom. Connected with that gentleman in a big way. Whoops-a-daisy. This is actually loading heat right here. I had no idea if he was even still in the game. But yes, that is totally him, and we are trying to get the fudge out of here. As you can see here, the game's it's in its adolescence. Not particularly going well for us, but that's, I don't know. It's 50-50 at this point. It's anybody's game at this point. Let's put it that way. We're pushing on. Not really a whole lot for us to engage at this particular juncture. Not a whole lot going on right through this zone here, guys. So what we're going to do is throw the rudder all the way over, start moving the ship towards last knowns, see if we can't get in there. We've got 30k plus damage right now. We're not exactly, doing a whole lot. Still having issues with the party. Just in case anybody else was having issues. Still having a lot of issues with the party. It's okay though. We ended up getting it working in the end. But still kind of a pain. Gentleman here to my 12. We're going to see if we can kind of decorate him. Don't necessarily know if it's going to happen. Waiting on the rear end to kind of come around. You always got to wait on that rear end because that's half your guns right there if you don't get it on target. And now we're going to throw him. It's looking like it's going to be good, but gosh, these long shots, sometimes it's very difficult to tell. Looks like we missed him with a couple. Did not do a whole lot of damage. But, that's fine. It happens. Sometimes, you get out there and there's nothing you can do. But it is what it is. We're up to 50k now. We're still out here. We're still making it happen. We're still pushing. We're up and alert. We're making it happen. As far as the teams go, teams are still more or less even. And we're still in the middle of a turn. We're going to go ahead and throw again, see if we can't connect with him. Do some good proper damage to him, and we're just vaguely just gently touching him. That's it. That's all we're doing. We're not really connecting a whole lot. The precision is not making it happen for us, and that's fine. There's nothing we can do about it. We got to work with what we've been given, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're just right now lining up with him, and we need to close the distance because we simply don't have the gun range. I'm going to go ahead check the map really quick and see what's going on. Not a whole lot, happening on the rest of the map. And when it gets this small, even the DDs, it takes a long time to cross from one area to the other. It's not necessarily like World of Tanks where, say for example a Batchat, like and what have you, can cover the map in, 45, 60 seconds, whatever. This is a large map, and these are large ships, and they take a long time to go anywhere, pretty much. And that's okay. That's, it's the game, and we need to work with the mechanics we've been given. So, continuing on here, the enemies are down to 3. That's fine by us. We're pushing on them here. And it's just going to take us a while to get there. We ended up capturing that base. Points for us. We'll take it. And we're pushing on. Not a whole lot going on here. Time to mop the deck. Polish the ship up a little bit. Plenty of time. And, you know, one thing I kind of feel I should discuss. Don't get comfortable having your guns on a certain side of the ship, because that can limit you tactically. If you're always like, okay, my guns always have to be on the right side, then that can, you know, end up hurting you in a given position if you have to kind of be off angle and not properly angled up. So something to think about there, folks. We're going to go ahead and throw the front guns at this gentleman, see what happens. The dispersion's looking pretty decent there. Decorated him quite a bit. You know, granted, no citadels, what have you, but it all can't be Shakespeare. That's what you've got to understand. We're trying to go ahead and throw the rudder over, as you can see, and that was really before we even fired. And that was doing 2 things. That was getting the rear guns on target, and that was also trying to angle a little bit from that gentleman so we don't take the rounds in the side. This fella out here is going to be our new best friend. We're going ahead and get a firing solution on him, and we're just waiting for the other guns to reload. And what's going to happen is, I mean, a lot of times, man, it is very tough when somebody's bow tanking you to really do any meaningful damage, and it's not necessarily even in the same zone as, you know, can I get in there, can I pin him? It's kind of, it boils down to a precision / dispersion question. Because so many times I've fired at the front of the bow or an aft of the ship, and it's just gone all around them but where I'm trying to shoot. So something to think about, folks. It happens. We're up to 56k now. Last volley did nothing. We led him too much. Didn't really happen for us. And what you have to do, folks, is watch the smoke coming out of the stack, because somebody may kill the engines, you know, or throw the engines over at the last minute, and you may completely either miss or overshoot or what have you. So you always have to make sure you watch the smoke, which is something I'm trying to do here, but I can't really tell how much is a lot and how much is not a lot. We've got fish coming in here. We're throwing a rudder over there. That one just goes right underneath the bow. Big sigh of relief on the crew there of the Mexico, and we're still pushing here 12 o'clock. We're getting in here within secondary range, and the secondaries are just beating these folks up. The idea here is, folks, we're going to throw the rudder over hard to the right. We're going to come up alongside of this gentleman and just decorate him. We are going to throw here at this cruiser in the back. Hopefully we can do some meaningful damage to him. Not too concerned with this gentleman. I actually thought the secondaries would have taken him out already. That's why I didn't shoot at him. And at the same time, I don't necessarily want to ram him. We're trying to get the rear guns online so we can put some paint into them. Trying to get a firing solution, not happening. We finally, through spamming the trigger, made it happen and murdered this gentleman. Now we're coming around. We've got some decent shots here at this fella. Whether we'll be loaded or not is anybody's guess. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. We've got 2 of them. 1 on each side. Wow, that guy had the mess just shot out of him. We're going to go ahead and send something back to the water garage for you. We've got fish inbound, of course, and we're swinging back around to get ready to engage this other fella. So it's always something, it seems. It's always somebody shooting fish at you, somebody engaging you, what have you. 69,000 damage, you know. We're not exactly out here doing amazing things, but, you know, we're out here pulling our weight, and that's what's important. And, you know, you may go out here and not always get 60, 70K. You may not even see anybody. They all might go to the other side. So, you know, you're kind of bound by what you can see, what you can shoot. We're going to throw at this gentleman right here, and he was going, sadly, way, way slower than we thought he was, and we really fumbled the ball there. So, yes, and that is why I bring up the smoke for you folks, because I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. And it looked like he was actually, you know, going at least some kind of speed, but the rounds just did nothing. The game is over, sadly. We just couldn't do enough to make it happen, but, you know, sometimes you go out there and you do everything you can and you still lose, and there's no dishonor in that. You go out there and you do everything you can, and that's all you can do. 204,000 silver or credits, whatever, 69,000 damage, Kraken, all of it in the bank. We need money after buying that Kagito. Guys, really hope you enjoy. Make sure to check out the stream Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. We will catch you guys on the flippity flop. Have a good day.